everybody, welcome back to Meals with Marsha. Today I'm going to show you guys how I can my green beans. Now we have planted a garden in the back. We have several rows of corn, we have a row of green beans, we have okra, we have some tomatoes. But we've also been picking from our neighbor's yard. He's got some stuff coming in too, and I've been canning squash pickles, sweet pickles, dill pickles, squash relish, sweet relish, just a lot of stuff. I made several bags of okra to put in the freezer because the okra's really coming in. But our beans are starting to come in, so I've got a good mess, and I'm going to do a canner today, so I wanted to show you how to do that. Now, we have picked these. Part of them came from our garden, part of them from our neighbor's garden. And what I did is I broke them and strung them last night, and as you can see, they're in this bowl. And then this morning, I just covered them with a cloth and left them out, and then this morning I ran cool water in my sink, and I put my beans in there and I washed them really good. I tossed them around and washed them really good, and then I put them in my dish pan. Now, I always can my beans in quarts. So I've got some quarts here. I've got 7 because my large canner will hold 7 quarts. I'm not sure if this round will be enough for a whole large canner. I've got my small canner and my big canner out, and once we fill them, and I'm going to show you how to do that, then I'll come back and I will show you how that we put the canner on and all that stuff. So anyway, let's get started. Now, I'm using wide mouth quart jars today. You can use regular mouth. I've got one regular mouth. Wide mouth's just a little bit easier to pack, and you can get more in there. Now, years ago, we used to put our beans on and blanch them and then pack them in the jars, and then put water and then can them. We've stopped doing that. We just didn't really see a good significance to it, and it saves a huge amount of time. So these are straight out of the garden. I broke them, strung them, washed them really good. Now they're in my dish pan. And I just rinsed my jars out with cool water. I got my rims and flats ready. I just rinsed them off with cool water. And I've got salt, and I have regular tap water right here. So we're going to get started. Now, I do want to show you the little shellies. Mama calls them shellies. But beans, that when you pick green beans and they're just too tough, you can tell they're too tough when you break them, you shell them, and this is called the shellies. You want to keep those. You do not want to not use those. Because you don't want to waste anything that if you go buy green beans and you go buy green beans and you pay for them, you don't want to waste anything. So if they're tough, shell them and put the shellies in there. Now, when you start filling, you're going to press this down with your hands pretty strong. And then you're going to do it again. Press. All right. Now, that's pretty full. Okay, now we're going to come over here and we're going to do a teaspoon of salt. Just regular salt. You can do salt or iodized salt, whichever one you want. This is just regular today. I'm going to do a teaspoon of salt. And then I'm going to fill it 3/4 of the way up, maybe a little more than 3/4 with my tap water. And I always make a mess with this. It's hard to pour out of this big pitcher, so I'm going to make a mess on my counter. That's why I got the towel here, so I can clean up. Maybe I need to get me a smaller one, but anyway, here we go. What a mess. Okay, so basically I filled it right to about right there, and that's good. And you want, about a 1/2 inch head space in your jar, and that's what I've done. So now I'm going to put the lid on. I'm going to tighten it pretty tight. We're going to put it in the pressure cooker. All right, and that one is ready to go. And I'm just going to fill all of these and see how many I have. And when I'm finished, I'll come back and I'll show you how many I have, and I'll show you how I put them in the canner and how long I do that. I'll see you in just a couple of minutes. Hey everybody, welcome back. Now, I had 7 quarts of green beans, so I'm going to use my large pressure cooker because that's what it'll hold, 7 quarts. My small one only holds 4 quarts. You never know until you start packing in the jars what you get. So now, there is a fill line here in my pressure canner. It's right there. It's as far as I can put the water. I'm going to put some water, then I'm going to sit the jars in there, and then however much more I need, I'll fix it. So here we go. Here's my terrible pourer. I ain't gonna be nowhere near enough, but let's go. Let's get these in here. But the water will go up higher when you fill it with the jars. I need to keep it so I can see the fill line, so I'll know how full. All right, let me go over here and get some more water. Oh, let me turn my eye on. I'm going to high. Now, A lot of people say you can't cook or pressure can on a flat stove. I have been doing it for the last 15 years. I've had a flat top stove for probably more than 15 years, and this is where I always pressure cook my beans. So it can be done. I don't know what people talk about. Maybe they're afraid it will like crack it or whatever, but I've never had that problem. I've been doing this for 15 years on a flat top stove. So let me go get some more water because I got to get my water inside my canner up to my fill line. Give me just 1 second. Now, let's try this. Let's see. It's okay if you get them on top of the jars. You can dry that. It ain't no big deal. Just watch that fill line. Can't do it past the fill line. Getting close. All right, let me get a little bit more. All right, now I'm up to my fill line, so that's ready. Let me get my cloth, and I'm gonna dry those off the top. Really it won't hurt them, but I like for them to be dry if I can. All right, now I'm gonna put my lid on my pressure canner. My Aunt Linda gave me this pressure canner years ago, and here I can't do it. And then you're gonna slide it till it locks. All right, now this right here is the weight, and it is set at 10 pounds. And the reason I just have it turned to 10 pounds and I leave it on 10 pounds, that's what I always pressure can my stuff with. My mama calls this the jingler, but it is the weight. And we're going to pressure these on 10 pounds for 20 minutes. All right, so you're just gonna, now this is the waiting process. You're going to turn this on high, and it's gonna sit here, and you're gonna hear it make all these rackets. And then when the pressure gets built up, you're gonna hear this thing go shh, and that's when you start timing it for 20 minutes. So that's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be a little bit, but when it starts I will come back and I will show you what that sounds like, and then we'll set the timer, and then when we're finished, I will show you how to get them out of the canner. I'll see you in just a little bit. Hey everybody, welcome back to Meals with Marsha. Now, my canner's been on the stove for 1 hour. It's been heating, and now you can hear it's making this little noise. That means that it's built up 10 pounds of pressure, and we have to cook this for 20 minutes while it's doing this little jingle. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my timer for 20 minutes. And I'm gonna turn my oven down. I've had it on high, my stove on high all this time. So I'm gonna turn it down to about 5 or 6, something like that. So it's because it's already up to 10. So we're just gonna let it go for 20 minutes, and then when it finishes, we'll come back and I'll show you how I let some of the steam off, and then we have to wait until it completely has all that off, and then I'll show you how to take them out of the canner, okay? I'll see you in a little bit. Hey everybody, welcome back. Now I'm getting ready to take out my beans from the pressure cooker. I always do this to make sure there's no more pressure in there. I take my little spoon and do that, and all the pressure's gone out. Now this is super duper hot. When I open this, steam's gonna come out everywhere, so you have to be very careful. So you just unlock it, and then you just pick it up like so, and then turn it like that so the steam can go that way. So I hit my finger on there. All right, and I'm gonna set this aside. This is very hot. I'm gonna put it on my wooden thing because I do not want to put that on my countertop. All right, now this is very, very tedious. You don't want to have a fan blowing on this because these are hot jars and they're still sizzling, but I'm gonna take them out and I'm gonna put them over here on this pad so they can finish cooling. You do this very slowly. You grip that really good. Make sure you got it around both sides, and you put your hand under there, and then you come over. That's one. And see how they turn a darker green? And they're still bubbling in there because they've got to seal. It's got to calm down a little bit, and then when that gets a little less, like the heat goes down in it, then that stuff will start pulling and sealing. That's my tomato pie. All right. There we go. Said slow and easy, and make sure you got a really good tight grip on that jar Because if you drop it, it's going to be a mess. And it ain't going to be good. Okay. Tight grip. Alright. Now, if you were doing these at night, say you did a canner and you did them at night and you're like tired and you're like, I don't want to mess with that tonight. You just, when they're finished pressuring, you can just turn the canner off and let the steam go down in it, and then you leave them and you can pull them out in the morning and they'll be cool and they'll be sealed, but I don't have time to do that today. So now, like I said, this is still going. It's very hot. I'm going to take a cloth just to keep the air off of it, and like I said, as the liquid cools off and it goes down, then these lids are going to seal. I'm going to hear them go, they're going to seal. So my daughter thinks that's funny. But anyway, I got 7 quarts, guys, and this is what it looks like, and we're going to cool them off, and then I'm going to put them in my cabinet, and we're going to eat these for the winter. So there you go. That is start to finish, canned, fresh, from the garden, green beans. I'll talk to you later. Listen, guys, go to my YouTube page, Meals with Marsha, and like my videos. My daughter's killing me. Like my videos, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.